Josh and Diana. Thank you guys. We're here for the Portrait of a Power Couple at White Rose.
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you so much for thinking of us.
Well, as you guys know, here in this very same spot, the last Sunday of our week in December, we're here. I happened to find you here and spoke to you about it. You were the first couple that actually talked to about this project, and you gave me the sort of motivation that I needed and your interest in doing it to pursue it. So thank you.
Well, appreciate it. It goes both ways. We're super appreciative. So.
Well, for you two, what came first for you, working together in art or being a couple?
Good question. You understand it? Was it more about getting to know us, or was it the art that came first? I think an art show, literally.
Yeah, we met in an art show. So
One of your own?
no, not really. It was a friend's show. So
we had been friends. I guess maybe I take it back. Now I'm gonna pull and say maybe it was the art, because I remember I found your work through another friend on Instagram, and then we started following each other. So I guess because of the art, we kind of found interest in each other, and at least each other's work.
for a few years.
And then eventually met at that art show. Was kind of awkward about it. I felt sparks, and I just it's went from there.
And how soon after that did you all start either working together or dating?
Probably a few months, right?
Yeah, we were hanging around at that point in the same circle, so we have a lot of similar friends from here and also from Colombia and other places. So it just happened naturally. We just hanging around the same circle of artists, started doing art shows together basically, and doing projects and murals.
It
So
came natural, working together because it was part of our lives. So we connected in both ways.
What was the first show that you worked on together?
Miami Art Society 2022 group show, your solo show for Art Basel.
That was it?
It was that one.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I believe her. I trust her. Yeah. So it's probably at Miami Art Society. Shout outs to JP for being there in our early phases of our union, I guess you can say. And it was just super cool to be able to work really close with her and basically learn each other's kind of like studio practice in a way. Seeing how she approaches her work and how I approach mine, and
it was a good way to get to know each other, through art, through working.
I feel like it's like, I don't mean to sound cheesy, but I feel like we were just talking through our actions. Like I'd see her do something and I was like, whoa, I never thought about doing it that way. And then I think there was times when she was stumped on something and I was like, oh, this is super easy. And to me, like something I constantly with like sculptural work or something. And we just go back and forth like that, you know?
So you'd say that you kind of influence each other even in your first encounters working together?
Yeah, 100%. I've learned so much from him, and yeah, 100%.
No, for sure. And I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, you don't plan on that. You think you're going to learn from the other person as a human, but to take it a step further and just be more specific with art to learn is crazy. And that's something that I've always been really big on, is to never stop learning in my practice. And for someone to come along and just teach me other ways of approaching things is super invigorating, reinvigorating, So yeah.
Sounds cool and super organic, like really neat.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that you guys have done a mural together before. Have you done more than one mural? And can you talk about those or that one? Or I know you did one. Was it in Ohio or something?
Yes, we did a mural together in Ohio. It was a great collaboration. It was to me, it was like the perfect union, because you could tell it was me and him, but we fusion our works in a great way. So yeah.
What was that event, or was it for a specific sort of event, or just for a client? Or
It was a music festival. It's called Porch Rocker. It's in Akron, Ohio. So there's a lot of people in the streets walking, music, food, art. So that was kind of cool because it was how do you call it?
It was a container,
Container.
A shipping container.
Yeah. So
And was it like people hanging out while you were doing it? Like,
Well, they were
Yeah.
playing inside the shipping container, so it
Yeah,
got
we were
converted
playing.
into one of the main stages.
super
Yeah.
fun, super fun.
Yeah.
People were super nice. We love Ohio. We love Akron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gone back since you did that project?
That was the last time.
Well, yeah.
After?
Before that, we had gone a couple times,
Yeah.
and then we've been back, and that's through a program called Curated Storefront. Shout out to them and their team for bringing us out there. But yeah, that was an excellent event.
So you'd gone out there before together?
Through this program, yeah, we've been going there. I think at first it was individual walls. That's what it was. Yeah, we worked across from each other, literally,
In a studio.
in a studio, like my back to back. So I'd turn around and she was, working on something. She turned around, I'm working on something, and then we came back and then did the collab wall together. So it's just like, again, organic, natural, like progression.
At that time, were you together as a couple? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we're taking it like really back to another kind of like important moment, I guess you could say, is we were itching for a wall, and she was like, "Why don't we just go paint something for fun?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just super down." And by the way, everyone should do this, no matter what, whether you're busy or not. Just paint for fun, right? Anyways, so I forgot how, but we ended up at Fort Lauderdale in the Fat Village area, and we were on 2 walls, plus, of course, Brian's always there. There was another wall, Brian Butler. We love him. And we were all just painting next to each other, so that was our first experience painting next to each other. Quite literally, it was the same wall. We divided it in 2. And then I asked her to be my girlfriend, and we were one. So it's so weird, but that's how it started.
At that event in Fat Village?
It wasn't even an event. It was at that free-for-all fun wall. Yeah, we were just like, so we've been hanging out for a while, and we have the same friends, and we're into the same things. Like, you want to make it official? She's like, yeah, I've been waiting for you. And I'm just
And I
kidding.
was there painting. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's amazing, you guys. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Good story.
Wow. And so how many, so that's 2 murals now that you've talked about. Is there any more that you've done together, or any other plans to do more?
For sure, we have plans to do more. We now have a creative studio where we try to design.
Basically, yeah, we're kind of like coming up with concepts of like pitching for like different projects or different like buildings, or maybe if it's like a small local shop or brand that wants to work with us. We kind of realize that we're kind of stronger together in the sense that we can pitch something more typical to my type of work that I do, something that Diana does as well, and a fusion of both. So it's like you're getting 3 different approaches to like maybe a wall, for example, if someone's looking for their wall to be painted, instead of just like one specific style. So that's kind of our next endeavor together as a creative studio. We joined our last names, Hall and Paz, so Studio Haz, H-A-Z. So yeah, it's been officially paying for it since a year now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're incorporating everything.
We'll see, at least, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And also, if he paints a mural with his style, like commission or something, I help him, and
Vice
he helps-
versa,
Vice
yeah.
versa, yeah. So
There's no egos here. It's like whoever's up, the other person's there to support. We're just trying to grow each other and grow individually, and the way to do that we found is like with our friends is like we just help raise everyone else up too. So that in this studio is open to like projects with other friends too. If we find someone that's a good fit, like we want to be able to like help make those connections. So that's part of our ideal for this.
Nice. Yeah. So kind of like the show that you did at the Club Gallery with the Brian Butler. You had to be there. Is that what it was?
Yeah, you had to be there. If not, you missed it. Yeah, basically, that was the name of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made a zine for him as well.
we did, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that show and how that came together and just the experience?
The premise of the show.
The show was about home. Like we all came from different parts of the world, so it was about how we connect the place that we're living now with where we come from. So it was a beautiful show. It was a beautiful show with different disciplines: murals, sculptures, painting, drawings, collage. So I think it was beautiful, and it was awesome to work with of my friend Brian and Josh. Like I learned so much from them, and I think we connected. Like, and it was awesome. Good experience.
I saw that show. It was awesome. And I saw the zine at Dale the other day too. So it's cool to see that, it's like this lasting thing that lives on. It's nice to have that.
Memory from the show for sure. Yeah.
Have you all had any more ideas working together as a trio? Any other plans to work with Brian again?
Oh, definitely. Soon after that, the same year, last year, Brian had a connection with the gallery in Cape Cod. So we did part 2, which was there. So it was a kind of like a combination of newer pieces mixed with some of the pieces from this previous show, and that one over there and there. And yeah, we've just been, actually next week we might be working together on some outdoor mural stuff. So yeah, wherever we go, Brian's there. Wherever Brian is, he thinks of us. So it's kind of like this, just harmonious thing. Always just around each other. So.
And going back to you had to be there. Diana, you're saying you're from Venezuela. Josh, where are you from originally that you represented through your... I remember seeing like the shopping cart on fire and stuff like that. And
yeah. I represented the dirty southwest of West Kendall, Florida. It's deeply rooted. If you know, you know. No, but honestly, I am technically Latin American from Hispanic parents from Chile, but I was born and raised here. And did do like 1 to 3 months in Chile in school, didn't work out. And shortly after we came back to West Kendall, so my flag for the show there, what you had to be there was West Kendall, and showing like what, suburban living in Miami was like for me through skateboarding, or at that point shopping carts too, being in like what is it, CKY type things. Yeah, for sure, Jackass and skateboarding and tattoos and you name it, just anything we can come up with in suburban field.
Very cool. And Diana, can you talk about your representation of Venezuela and how you incorporated it into your work?
I use a lot of inspiration on maps, aerial views of the city, traveling roads. I had a special piece. It was a mural of the gallery where I worked with the path from my house back in Maracaibo, Venezuela, to my grandma's house. So I used shapes and lines to represent that. It was beautiful. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. I also used, I had an altar with, I call santos, which there were like sculptures, and they represent the religious santos where you pray in an altar. It's very like religious culture from my country.
Those are the little mini cutouts that you did?
Yes.
Those are wood?
Yes. Yeah.
And would you say that Josh inspired you working with that medium? Or?
For sure. I think that the first time that I had a sculpture, it was because he helped me. Like I didn't know how to approach that technique, and he made one for me, and I was like, oh, I can make this. This is real. Like
kind of walked you through it.
Yeah,
well,
for sure.
Not even yeah. So she had a show, or like kind of like a pop-up, I would say, and at that point we were just kind of still dating, and I don't think that she could wrap her head fully on like how her work would translate into like sculpture.
I didn't understand it like fully.
So I had to literally take reins, and I didn't tell her one day, and I just took one of her compositions. I think I told you, like, send me something, and I took it, I cut it out, I put it all together, and I'm like, here, this is your work, just this is how it is.
That's when I said I'm gonna marry him.
That's so cool, you guys.
Yeah.
We still have that piece, so.
Yeah, and it's been awesome to learn that technique, because I think now I'm very into it, and it's part of the path that I'm taking now of design, sculpture, lamps. So, yeah.
You mentioned lamps. Can you talk a little bit about the show you have coming up at the Club Gallery?
Yeah, it's a show curated by Philip Lick, and it's a club gallery. Amanda Baker is the curator from that gallery, and it's called Lamp Show. So I think it's gonna be a bunch of lamps made by different artists, which is super interesting. Like to see our work in a different, medium. So looking forward to it.
That sounds like a really cool
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
And are you going to be getting some help from Josh on this?
Yeah.
What was that?
Help?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, I guess like the wiring part.
Yeah.
It's
He
been
helps
cool
me.
for me because I'm a little bit of a just learning new things. So like for her lamps, I've had to learn how to do like wiring for lamps and stuff like that. Not just like buying a kit, but like actually like taking it apart, cutting some wires, putting some like switches on it and stuff. So it's been kind of a learning thing for me as well.
Is that how you got to do the lamp that you were showing here?
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. I was kind of like, man, that's really cool. Like, I wonder what I can do with like a lamp or a cool fixture. So that's what led to the lamp that's in the show at the Betancourt Gallery.
I love that he's more patient than me, so that's why he gets into the wiring and everything with patience. And then I'm like, okay, now we can try it. Like I'll try and do it, and that's how I've learned a lot of wood. Now, like I think I've been.
Yeah, now you put stuff together. You learn how to clamp it. I don't even have to like hold your hand through it, and I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Very cool, you guys. Can you talk about your most proud accomplishment together? Is there something that you've done together, a show or a project that you feel like is like the pinnacle of your sort of relationship and working relationship?
I feel very like happy every time we finish a project like together. It's like, okay, we learn something new together. It feels awesome. It doesn't have to be a big project, but and also I think our future kids.
Yeah.
For sure, that's
So by the time this airs,
best call-up.
the best call I can only think of was the elephant in this room is that, yeah, we're looking forward to our first child together. So
making stuff.
making
For
stuff
him,
and having
for her.
we actually wanted the child to have an artist assistant to be true, so come on kid, we need you.
Yeah.
Bring me that ladle. I mean, is the ladle not even...
Buff it for me, sand it for me, whatever, do the wiring now, so.
Yeah.
Very cool, you guys. Awesome. And well, thanks again, y'all, for meeting with us today here. And it's great to come full circle back to White Rose. And just can't wait to see what you do next. And looking forward to watching you guys grow too.
Thank you so much for having us.
We appreciate it, man. It's awesome. Thank you.